You hold the door open. You smile even when you're exhausted. You say, "It's fine," when it's absolutely not fine. You think you're being kind, but something inside you is dying. You've been taught your whole life that kindness is strength, that putting others first makes you good, noble. But there's a version of kindness that's quietly erasing you, and nobody's talking about it. Picture this. You apologize for taking up space in your own life. You laugh off disrespect like it's a joke you're supposed to get. You carry everyone else's problems while yours pile up in the corner, unnoticed, unlabeled, growing heavier by the day. Today, we're exposing 5 behaviors you think are kind, but are actually making you powerless. And by the end, you'll see the invisible cage you've been living in. In 1973, a psychologist named Herbert Freudenberger identified something he called helper's burnout. He studied people in caregiving roles and noticed a pattern. They weren't just tired, they were disappearing. Their identity, their needs, their voice, all of it slowly erased in the name of helping others. He was describing what happens when caregiving becomes self-erasure. And chances are, you've been doing it for years. Let's start with the first one. You apologize automatically. For everything. You bump into a chair, you say sorry. Someone interrupts you mid-sentence, you apologize for speaking. You exist in a room and somehow feel like you need permission. This isn't politeness. This is preemptive self-diminishment. You're apologizing for being alive. Research shows something chilling. Over-apologizers unconsciously signal low status. And when you signal low status repeatedly, people start treating you accordingly. They dismiss you, talk over you, forget you were even in the conversation. But here's the dark truth. Every unearned sorry doesn't just train other people. It trains your brain. It whispers, "You're always wrong. You're always too much or not enough. You need to shrink." There's a difference between accountability and self-betrayal. Accountability says, "I made a mistake and I'll own it." Self-betrayal says, "I exist and that's the mistake." Which one have you been practicing? Now let's go deeper. The second sign, you explain away their cruelty. They insult you. They dismiss you. They cross a line you've drawn 100 times. And what do? You immediately rationalize. They're stressed. They had a bad childhood. They didn't mean it that way. You've become their emotional defense attorney, and the only person you're prosecuting is yourself. Back in 1989, psychologists identified a cognitive distortion called personalization. It's when you absorb blame that isn't yours. You twist reality so that their behavior becomes your fault. Their anger must mean you did something wrong. Their coldness must mean you're not enough. Your empathy, which should be a strength, becomes a shield for their abuse. But here's what you don't realize this is doing to your nervous system. Every time you rationalize cruelty, your body registers the threat, but your mind dismisses it. That creates a split. Your body is screaming danger while your brain is saying, "It's fine." And that split keeps you frozen, confused, doubting your own reality. You're not helping them by making excuses. You're just teaching yourself that your pain doesn't matter. And then there's the third sign, the one that looks the most innocent, the smile that costs you. You smile when you're angry. You laugh when you're hurt. You perform warmth when inside, you're completely empty. Neuroscience has something to say about this. When you suppress authentic emotion, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone. Over time, this doesn't just create anxiety. It creates a disconnect between who you are and who you show the world. Your nervous system is screaming what your face refuses to show. I once heard about someone who smiled through every boundary violation, every dismissal, every moment of disrespect, until one day, their body shut down. Chronic fatigue, migraines, panic attacks. Their body was doing what their mouth wouldn't, saying no. Emotional dishonesty doesn't keep the peace. It keeps you trapped. Your face says yes, while your soul says stop. And everyone believes the face. That brings us to the fourth behavior. And this one's brutal. You give what you need most. You're drowning, but you're still throwing life preservers to everyone else. Giving time you don't have, money you actually need, energy that's already gone. There's research on something called compassion fade. It shows that chronic givers experience empathy exhaustion. Your care becomes mechanical, hollow. You're going through the motions, but the feeling underneath it has died. And here's the reversal. What looks like love is often just fear. Fear that if you stop performing, if you stop being useful, people will leave. So you keep giving, not from abundance, from desperation. Real talk. Your worth is not your usefulness. You are not a service. You are not a vending machine that dispenses comfort and gets nothing back. When did you start believing you had to earn your right to exist? Because that's what this is. You're paying rent on your own life, and the price keeps going up. Now the fifth sign, this one might sting the most. You accept crumbs as full meals. Someone texts you back after 3 days of silence, and you're relieved. Someone shows you basic respect after months of disrespect, and you're grateful. Someone gives you attention after ignoring you, and you celebrate like you won something. Psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement. It's the same mechanism that creates gambling addiction. Unpredictable rewards keep you hooked. You never know when the next bit of kindness is coming, so you stay. You wait, you hope. They've trained you to be grateful for what should be standard, for the bare minimum, for scraps. And here's the darkest part. You've become so small, so used to nothing, that crumbs feel like abundance. Your body knows the truth though, even when your mind makes excuses. Your chest tightens when you see their name. Your stomach drops when they're nearby. You feel exhausted after spending time with them, even when nothing bad happened. Your nervous system is trying to tell you something, but you keep overriding it with thoughts like, I'm being too sensitive, I should be grateful, at least they're trying. Let's step back. Look at the pattern. All 5 behaviors have one thing in common. They prioritize everyone else's comfort over your existence. Carl Rogers, a psychologist from the 1960s, said something profound. The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. You can't heal what you're still calling kindness. As long as you label self-abandonment as generosity, you'll keep doing it. You'll keep disappearing. Naming it breaks its power. This isn't kindness. It's not generosity. It's self-erasure. It's fear dressed up as love.
So what do you do now? You don't have to become cold. You don't have to become selfish or cruel. You just have to become honest. Start with 3 small shifts. First, notice the body sensation before you apologize automatically. Is there actually something to apologize for, or are you just trying to make yourself smaller? Pause. Feel it. Second, before you explain away someone's cruelty, ask yourself, would I accept this behavior from myself? If the answer is no, stop defending it to them. Third, before you give time, energy, money, attention, ask, am I giving from abundance or desperation? Am I giving because I want to, or because I'm afraid of what happens if I don't? The practice isn't perfect. It's awareness. It's catching yourself mid-pattern and choosing differently. Reclaiming your power doesn't mean taking it from others. It means stopping the hemorrhage of giving yours away. It means recognizing that real kindness includes you, that boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges to healthier relationships. That saying no is sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for them. Because when you keep saying yes from emptiness, you're not giving love. You're giving resentment dressed up as love. And everyone feels it. Even if nobody names it, 6 months from now, you'll either still be performing kindness while vanishing inside, or you'll remember this as the moment you stop betraying yourself. The work isn't comfortable. Real kindness to yourself is never at first. It feels selfish, guilty, wrong. That's because you've been conditioned to believe your needs are a burden, but they're not. They're the foundation, and without a foundation, everything you build collapses eventually. So tell me, which one of these hit differently? The automatic apology, the smile that costs you, accepting crumbs, whichever one made your chest tight, made your throat close up? That's where your healing starts. Drop it below.